Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the first episode. I'm so happy to finally be here of Patterson's Top Floor. I am grateful to everybody that's been supporting Tez Talk. This is something different. I'm giving people an opportunity to come out here and show their talents and be the biggest and brightest stars they can be. I got a great first guest for us, ladies and gentlemen, the great HBKDinero from the city of Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. People know him. I know him. I went to high school with him. I'm not going to sit here and try to act like I don't know who the hell he is. This brother is up next, man. I keep trying to tell people, lock in with these folks that got opportunities and keep creating. I'm here to give back. I'm not here to take from the community. I'm here to give people an opportunity to showcase they talent. Yeah. So the first thing I want to ask you, man, how have you been, with your music as of recent, certain things that you've recently dropped? I know you just dropped an album a couple months ago.
I think I've been more dedicated, more locked in than I ever been the past couple months, I would say. I usually take personal stuff and it hold me back, but where I'm at in life with my music stuff, I feel like it just keep me going, and the reason I've been dropping constantly. This is the most consistent I've been in a while, so it's been going great for me.
I know people have been tuned in. I personally listened to all his records, all his albums since the first one. Yeah. Since I Want to Be a Player, when niggas was always the throwback joint. So it's a pleasure to have you on the show, man. What inspired you to start rapping? We see people around the neighborhood that want to be athletes, want to be ball players. What made you say, I want to pick up a mic and I want to speak my truth?
It's crazy because I always wanted to rap since I was a kid. I always was the little boy that was freestyling to all Young Money instrumentals and stuff like that. So, and then I actually wanted to be a football player and a basketball player.
Yeah, we play football together. That makes sense.
Yeah, so I just was chasing. I just wanted to be better than a lot of people that was around. I wanted to have a plan to it, but I knew football and basketball wasn't my passion. It's different when when I get in the booth and I sing. It's like a passion for me. It's just how to leave my pain. So I would say the drive for that is just being able to talk about something, because I don't really talk a lot. I don't know how to vent, so music the only way I know how to vent. Just like an athlete know how to vent on the court or on the football field. It's the same way.
That's kind of like me with my comedy. I don't talk a lot, but when I talk, it comes out in the jokes.
Exactly.
So I feel like growing up in this city, man, we know how things get, and the creative process can get crazy. What is your creative process? What is I need to lock in and get this song done. What take us through your steps?
I think my creative process would probably be, I gotta go through something. I gotta go through stuff. I can't fake my lyrics. I can't fake my music. So once I start going through stuff, either with a girlfriend or a homeboy or just family issues, that's when it's I gotta talk about it. I gotta go in the booth. So sometimes I literally wait till something happened in my life to vent about.
So your pain, necessarily trauma, is your mirror.
My pain, trauma, because it's I feel like you said, we from Harrisburg. It don't matter if you from uptown, you from the hill, you from the south, you from the Handy, you from the east. We all know what's going on in the cities. You feel me? So it's we all share the same pain, and that's why I feel like I'm really the voice of it, because I'm expressing that stuff. I'm expressing that stuff in my music. You know what I mean? So I think the pain and trauma and everything I go through.
Listening to some of your songs, man, you can feel it. You can almost sit there and go, damn, he been through stuff. Yeah. Almost like sitting through anybody's music. Me, P and B, they've been through things in this world. So I, like I said, sitting there listening to your stuff, I go, man, this dude, he's real. This is real shit.
You've been around since I was
man. I was seeing some, and I, personally knowing you and knowing some of the stuff in the city and knowing the stuff you've been through, it's a testament, man. And I truly am. I just want to say for everything, truly rooting for you to be great, truly rooting for you to achieve everything. When you get to the Grammys, just shout out Patterson's Top Floor. Just do all that.
You're gonna be in the back. You're gonna be in the back.
Hey man, I'm hosting. That's what I'm just be hosting. But and I say this because we both been through trauma. Do you feel like growing up in Harrisburg that people feel like they can't make it out? Yeah. Do you feel like they put a cap on their achievement because of where they come from?
Yes, and that's because nobody from Harrisburg really made it out with music. Nobody really made it out with music. Us Harrisburg people, we used to that's how I was, bro. It was the only way you gonna make it out this shit, you catch a football, or you score a bucket, or you score You know what I mean? So it was like, I just know that's not what I want to do. So then it's like, with I feel like the wave that I'm going with it is going, like, when I get through the door, inshallah that comes sooner than, you know what I mean? But when I get through the door, I feel like a lot of people won't get through the door because, like, Dinero did it. Like, he really went to this school with me. He really came from this neighborhood with me. He really was going to the mall with me every weekend. He really, like...
That's what I tell people.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, we played football together. We was running hundreds right beside each other.
Nah, real rap.
He be like, Tez, come on, bro. Come on, bro.
Yeah,
Come on. Nah, nigga, I'm tired. I am
shit,
tired.
That's real shit. He not lying at all, bro.
You know, and a lot of people from the city like to fake the funk. You know, like to lie and act like they don't come from that lifestyle.
Yeah, a lot of these niggas be like, you know, I don't be trying to put niggas' business.
Nah, we know.
You know, like a lot of niggas think. That's why I always got respected for the music I make, because it's like everything just me. Like I don't get no fucking no studio session and start talking about guns and killing and stuff. I ain't a killer. I don't got nothing. I talk about stuff I'm really going through. I like to go into detail with what I'm talking about. I can't talk about a killing if I never did. I can't get into detail with it. So it's like, you feel me? So I feel like you could see through the funk. You could see it, how people talk. Like, you know what I mean? Even people acting like they really came from the city, came from the struggle. Like, I be knowing a lot of people, they moms
live up the street, you know what I mean?
Their moms had the big houses, but it's like they got older and they just want to be street. So it's like, you know what I mean? But
man, I'm telling y'all, when I reflect on where me and him have come from, you know, I'm not sitting here trying to tell you I come from the worst part of the city. He's not trying to tell you he comes from the worst part of the city. But I truly just want y'all to understand that this young man has so much talent to give the world. And that's why I'm so grateful to call him a friend of mine, so grateful to call him a brother, and I'm so grateful to give him this opportunity on Patterson's Top Floor. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back. Word from our sponsors.
Tez Talk is sponsored by The Clean Team. Get your dream clean from The Clean Team Philly. Book now at thecleanteamphilly.com. That Sound Production. That's it. That sound.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Top Floor. Like I told y'all before, we're here with the great, creative HBKDinero, one of the best rising stars in the city. I just want to ask you, man, you know, with you being able to, you know, like you had said, freestyle in the studio, you know, you don't write songs down. Yeah. Does that ever, you know, do you have writer's block ever? Does it ever just go,
Nah, not really for me, because like I'm the type of person that deal with like death and pain different than a lot of people. Like I don't show my emotions, so when I get to the studio, that's the way I can vent about it and really express my feelings towards situations. So I don't. It'd be more so like I'm talking, just like how we talking. Like, you know, when you going through something, you call your mom, you tell her what's going on. That's what I treat the booth for. So feeling like that.
I think that's a great coping mechanism, you know. And in this city, a lot of people don't use their coping mechanisms, you know, write it down, comedy, music, football.
I never been the type of, like, I don't know, I always, like, even growing up when I was, like, losing relatives and stuff, I never been the type of person to just cry. I don't feel like crying really do anything for me, honestly. It probably do for other people. You know, everybody cope different, pretty different. But crying never been, I shed a couple tears, and I wipe my tears away, and I go back to enjoying life. But you know, just like some people, like when he go try to lay down and it's dark in the room, that joint hit him. So that's why I always use, when I go in the booth, I turn the lights off. Everything hit me. So it just I don't know. It's like a routine to it. You feel me?
Is that like one of the steps in your you like to say creative process?
Yeah, my creative process for sure.
I feel like everybody has their own. You know, because me, when I think of a funny joke, I could be on the road or I could be in the house or wherever. I have to write it down. I have to. Exactly, But it's different from musicians because you can record it and, you know, say what you need to say. But me, like, I have to go perform it and make sure it's funny. It's funny to me, but it might not be funny to...
I feel like writing down, this is another, like, advice to, like, up-and-coming artists. Like, I ain't saying I'm the most successful artist from the city, but I'm right there, and I influence a lot of people. Writing down... I think writing down, it'd be like you trying to perfect it too much. I think you really gotta let it out. Like you gotta let it out how you feel like letting it out when you in that studio. So that's another thing. Try like punching in. To all the artists, try punching in, get pain. instead of writing it down. Because you gonna write your pain down, you gonna keep trying to do it over and over to sound perfect. But when you get in that studio and you get in that bag, bro, it's gonna come out how people need to feel it, need to hear it.
You talk about influences. Who influenced you? You know, growing up, obviously you listen to music. That's why you do it.
Yeah.
You know, who made you want to go, damn, I think I can do that? You
Like
know,
artists?
Yes, artists, rappers.
I say my first favorite rapper was 50 Cent. So,
Really?
Yeah, my first favorite rapper, I was a big 50 Cent fan. And then I got into like the melody stuff, so it was like PNB Rock. But somebody that hands on with me, probably like my cousin Reek. Because my cousin Reek was like, once he seen I really wanted it, it was just like me and him.
Latched on to you.
And I honestly, I wouldn't probably be able to perfect my sound now if it wasn't for him, because he was always on me about it. Like, nah, you gotta do this, you gotta do this, you gotta do this. So then it was like, all right, I'm gonna switch this up, and I found my sound. Like at first, like when I come up, I was listening to PNB Rock. I just wanted to sound like PNB Rock. That's all I wanted to sound like was PNB Rock. I was like, every melody he did, I was trying to do that. And he was like, nah, you gotta have your own. You could be like PNB Rock, but you gotta have your own twist to it. And then I found my sound. Now it's like, I got a Dinero sound. Now it's like when people in the city try to sound like me, somebody point them out like, you sound like Dinero.
Oh, I done said that to a couple.
Yeah,
I done said that to a couple people.
So it's like this,
and y'all know who y'all are. I'm not finna point people out, but y'all know y'all got to get your own sound.
Y'all took the flow, but I'm happy that y'all doing something with y'all life. So it's cool.
And it's okay, and I say it's okay to be. I like to say it's okay to be a template.
Yeah.
But you know you have to mold it into whatever direction you want to mold
got
it.
mold until it's for you. Like so, it's you like it's like nigga here, Chicago rappers, they do drill, but they not from Chicago. So how can you talk about the drill that they doing?
Yeah. Yeah, you trying to take, I always reflect it back to comedy because my story, and I tell people all the time, you can't tell my jokes because you didn't go through what I went through. You know,
how can you like, you feel me? You can't get into detail like I can get into details. So.
And that's the good thing about it though. You know, that's and speaking of, you know, childhood and everything, what was your childhood like growing up? You know,
I had, you know what I mean, just saying, no single mom, but my dad was my best friend. You feel me? Like I grew up in a single parent household. You know, just regular stuff. Single mom. We grew up in a situation like the hood. It was kind of hard. I mean, my mom was struggling to pay bills. You wanted to help your mom, but I always had my dad. My dad was always my best friend. So them weekends or them other weeks I used to go with my dad, I learned a lot from that man. So it was like, I'm talking about a little age. Like when I was like young, like people was like 10, 11, I had different structure. I grew up in like a Muslim household, so it was a different structure. Like certain stuff you just can't do, certain stuff you can't take serious, certain stuff you really gotta be a man and put on your shoulder and rock out like a man. You feel me? And that all came from my dad. So I say I had a good life growing up. Just off the case, I had a father in my life. Like everybody was around to have a father.
No, I look in your face and tell you I didn't have I didn't have that every weekend, you know, and it's different. Like I said, similar but different lifestyles.
Yeah.
I grew up with a single mom.
Yeah.
My mother was my best friend. My mom taught me things, you know, about being a man that you should learn from a man. But that woman been through so much in her life. She was able to explain, you know, you wear your suit like this, son. You put your tie up like this. Make sure your shoes is shine. Make sure, you know, when you and my mom, taught me how to treat women. You know, it might be a disadvantage in this society because it's looked at as being a trick or looked at being a dummy, but
you just being a man.
My mother she wouldn't allow me to. She wouldn't walk the door unless I opened it.
Yeah.
So when I was like 7, she started just standing there, and I go
until you got
open it, you know. And those are just things. Even messing with a girl, I just go outdoors. You know, that's just natural.
That is natural.
So, but having that father figure, that father in the home, even though he wasn't in the home, you still saw your dad.
I saw. You know, it used to be. I used to feel like back growing up, like in the hood and stuff like that. I used to really feel like the bougiest dude, bro.
Because you had a dad.
I had a dad. I'm talking about we all outside the playground. We playing football. We playing basketball. My dad walked right through that gym. He go shoot shots with us. He go throw the football. He's like, that's American dad. You going with your dad this weekend? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going with my dad. Look.
It's messed up. I was the only person out there that had a dad that was getting them every weekend. I was the only person that was going with his dad every weekend. And that's like, that really helped me be a man and be an artist. Like having a great dad in my life. So. And
that's great that you had that structure. I like to say structure because there's things that dads can teach you that moms can't, no matter what. A man can teach you more than what a woman.
My mom from the trenches. My mom a hood, bro. My mom from North Philly. My mom, but even with her, she made me tough for real. Cause like, you know, my mom, she was tough as hell. She was tough as nails. I'm talking about she straight. I was getting kicked out of the crib at like 12, 13. But guess who saved me? My dad.
Let's go to your dad's.
You feel me? So my mom, but now that I'm older, I used to have this raised through my mom, like, I don't want to be around my mom. Like, I dislike her. Then I got older, I'm like, yo, she did it for a reason. I wouldn't be the man I am today if it wasn't for my mom and my dad. Especially like my dad, because he was hands-on with it.
Being able to, you know, go through that type of, I like to say structure. People look at it as trauma. I look at it as structure. Yeah. Because my mother used to, you know, when I was 8 years old, I used to always see the guys riding around in the Cadillacs. Mm-hmm. Oh, I want to be like them. Them the dope boys. Them the dope dudes. My mom, we did not live out the South. She took me out the South right in front of the Boys and Girls Club. And you know exactly what I'm talking about. Right that little mini mart right there. We was in the car. She said, that's where you're going to be at. She said, that's where all the drug dealers is. That's where you're going to be. She said, niggas die there every day. She said, so what I'm trying to do is prevent you from being there. Mm-hmm. So I've never sold drugs. I've never done those type of activities. I've been straightforward no matter what. I'm a hustler. I go to work. 9 to 5s, do overtime, whatever I got to do.
That's mean stuff. That's mean. Like me and my dad, we really from like out the South, like the projects. But my dad went around like all my uncles and my goddads were street niggas. My dad was the only one that wasn't a street nigga, but he got respected like a street nigga. He was my dad was a boxer. You feel me? So
that's why.
Fight. He worked his 9 to 5. My dad didn't touch a drug a day in his life, but all the street niggas respected him because he was him. He was always Ricky P. You feel me? And then when I got old enough and I started understanding that, I got the love from everybody, just from my dad, just from him being good. So I be trying to be a good person. So when I bring a kid into this world, they get the same type of love. Like, that's Ricky P's grandkid, or that's little Ricky P's, you know what I mean, kid. Like, I understand that you don't gotta be the toughest, just be a good dude, and that's gonna all come back to you in the full circle.
And I think that's what we're here for. Yeah. You know, we're here to give back and make sure that the next generation is able to accomplish. Yeah. You know, just like I told y'all, man, this kid is up next. I'm not sitting here BSing y'all. I wouldn't put somebody on my show, especially the first episode. First episode, you know, he give people opportunities, man. But I'm telling y'all need to lock in with yourselves before you do anything else. We both will sit here and tell you we wasn't always like this. We did a lot of dumb shit. But to be able to sit in front of you and he has a platform and I have a platform to have this conversation. You told me this 8 years ago, I would have looked at you like you was crazy. He's a rapper and I got a show.
Sometimes, and this is what I want to go back to, like, there's another like advice. Sometimes you got to do different things to really find your passion. Like, I played football with him. I was a basketball player before I played football, you know what I mean? And that wasn't my passion. Like, I was decent at football. I was decent at basketball. Did I love it, though? No. Like, you know what I mean? I would have to work for it to even just get into a varsity spot. You know what I mean? When it comes to music, my first song, I got flown out to Atlanta. My first song I ever dropped. So you really got to you got to figure it out. Just figure it. Everybody got a passion. Everybody got a dream. You just got to keep doing different stuff to find out which one you're going to stick to.
I tell people, find what you love and you'll never work a day in your life. You know who told me that? Joe Heaton. He tell you he never worked. Shout out Coach Heaton, man. He tell you he never worked a day in his life. You know, because he loves what he does.
Shout out Coach Ben, too. Coach Ben. Shout out Coach
Ben Dupree, one of the best pillars in the community, man.
When I was on my football journey, he knew I just started playing football. I didn't have the talent like everybody. He still took me under his wing. He still took me to the field. I told him, I want to go to college. He said, you want to go to college? You got to lock in. He really took me to the field. He had me running routes. And he probably like the first person from the football team that reached out to me like, yo, I seen the drive that you had with football, and I see how you transfer into music. You a star. And so shout out to Coach Ben. Those
people in the community are very, pillars. They're pillars. And just like I told y'all, man, that's what we want to be. And when we come back after this commercial, we're going to talk to Dinero about a couple more songs that he just dropped in the last album that y'all can go listen to on all platforms.
Tez Talk is sponsored by The Clean Team. Get your dream clean from The Clean Team Philly. Book now at thecleanteamphilly.com. That sound production. That's it. That sound.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the first episode of Patterson's Top Floor. Like I told y'all before, we here with HBKDinero. He just dropped the album. What was that, February?
Yeah, yep. Hidden Gem.
What was the inspiration for that?
It's crazy. I got the name from I was riding around in my car, And I'm like, yo, what really like describe me? What describe me as an artist? What describe me as a person? So I said like hidden gem, like because hidden gem mean like somebody that really just got a lot of value to him, and really just ain't been exposed yet. So that's what I feel like. That's why you see the tape. I had a mix of everything. It was love songs, it was pain songs.
Yeah.
It was just me. It was just me. It was just me as a person.
What's your favorite 3 songs off the project? Now, I know people tell me, songs is like babies. You can't really pick a favorite one.
Yeah.
But what if you had to pick your favorite 3?
I say 1900 Prayers, 1. I say Starlights, and I'll probably say Courtrooms, my favorite songs, because they explain me. I think 1900 Prayers, I'm more so talking about what I was going through outside of music, like all of my friends that died or got shot or that went to jail. I really expressed it. I think Starlight's my second favorite one because it's like my first like little industry feature, and that boosts me up a lot. And I think Courtrooms is something I was going through with too. Like I know the song like in and out these courtrooms, which I was in your bedroom. Like that's some real stuff.
That's real.
In a relationship, like I'm going to court every day for charges. I just wish I was home with my lady. I wish I was at home playing a game. I'm stressing about my court days. I'm stressing about if I'm gonna go to jail or not. You know what I mean? So I think those 2. Those 3.
What's your with the album just released and everything? I know you probably, I'm not like to say take a break, but take a break.
Yeah.
When do you think you're gonna get your next album will be out, or next project? Because some people drop EPs between the albums.
Yeah. Probably soon, most likely. I'd say before the year over. I gotta go through some more stuff to talk about. Lately I've been getting blessing after blessing, so most like 5 of them songs will be blessings. But some pain songs coming. I just lost one of my close friends to cancer, so you know what I mean. I lost one of my young boys before that to a shooting, so you know what I mean. I just gotta keep experiencing. I gotta keep traveling,
keep living.
I gotta keep living to give me stuff to talk about, because I don't want to
be repetitive.
I don't want to be repetitive. I gotta really go through the process.
Can't fake the funk.
I can't fake the funk. If I fake the funk, they gonna know it. You know what I mean? So it's like,
I'm telling y'all, man, this kid's got opportunities after opportunities and so much that he can do. And I just hope somebody truly comes out and gives him what he deserves, an opportunity at the shot. He's so good. Like I said, I've known him since we was kids.
yeah.
So being able to be on this platform is just great. When we come back, he gonna perform 3 of his best songs that he picked. He didn't tell me which one they are. Yeah. When we come back, he gonna perform those for us when we return on Patterson's Top Floor.
Tears on my pillow for you. I'm all cried out.
Niggas ain't give me no money, I had to go get it. If I really needed it, I know that skull got me. I was sharing clothes and sleeves, I was like 14, and he was 19. That's a brother thing, some shit that you don't understand. But rob a nigga probably so big, ain't even put his hands. Trap nigga used to spend my 24 hours in band. First time fucking on a strapper, I was in the lane. Like T-Pain, how the fuck I fall in love with a dancer? All them niggas pop that killer shit, them niggas came from the Hannah. And I really know them niggas cause I went to the Hannah. My pop took me out the hood, I was just putting up banners. Was 13 selling weed, I could've went to the slammer. The fuck you diss me in the song, I think that shit was so random. I never diss on dead ops, I got respect for they family. But if the road the reverse, they talking bad about the singer. Remember going uptown and giving crack kids tastes. I never go on different blocks, I don't do good with new faces. Bro had a rumble with the ops, he said he fucked up his Asics. Remember sleeping on the floor and using pillows as blankets. Pussy came so easy when I stopped trying to chase it. All these hoes set up, you better watch where you laying. And I ain't gonna lie, I shed some tears when I seen Chris in placement. Gotta keep my eyes up cause I know they want me. Gotta keep my eyes up cause I know they want me. Tell Pop, shaking P, I still got love for him. I just got trust issues. I gotta watch my back now, niggas don't fuck with me. I'm 1900 till I die, niggas can't fuck with us. I talk to Lil and KB like every day about the same shit. We gotta make it out like fuck the gang shit. Ever since Swag got booked, this shit been changing. On the jail call with Fetty, I keep sending Brody prayers. Know them niggas mad, I can see it in their faces. Tell them free Fatal, yeah, tell them free the bang man. Been losing all my appetite, high, these Percocets, I'm aching. Last nigga said that he gon' kill me, he ain't make it. All these old niggas hop inside the deep, them niggas glazing. Niggas spit my block one time, now he a patient. I'ma make it off these punchlines. I'ma make it all these punchlines, be patient. You don't know the pain I felt, we from a different club. Court from a different city, but he locked in with us. Rex got hit 2 times, but he still here with us. Lil' bro really a soldier, he ain't drop a tear none. Thinking about demo, shit got me tearing up. Beeping fat in the striker, I'm like fuck a Billy truck. Street niggas happy, street niggas locked up, what the fuck? If it wasn't for a swap, I probably would've gave up on the shit. I told you I'ma be a star, they ain't believe us. I know some killers that went cold, they in the freezer. When sleep got I was so mad, how could you leave us? You left your loved ones hurt, I can't believe you. Fall deeply in depression, you the reason. I've been wearing palm angels, fighting demons. I just pray I don't lose my life in the street shit. That road left temporary, my cousin Ethan, wow. I know some niggas want my head, that's why I keep it loaded. My little brother hopped in the streets, feel like the reason for it. Got too much to live for, that's why I'm staying focused. That's why my head stay high, I feel like my nose bleeding. You ever watch your dog die and see his soul leaving? Don't ask me why I don't talk, I got my own reasons. So much liquor in my body, feel like my bones leaking. And I know I was a stone, I see my songs leaking. So paranoid, feel like the feds have my phone tweaking. Don't ask me about no dead niggas, I don't know people. I ain't never been alive before, that's why they hate you. Real sensitive, I gotta watch out what I say. That's the city, man, money been poppin' since been Franklin. Got my out job high, shit, I just might play it. I'm feeling love with money, but I ain't let money make me. Screaming, fuck all of my haters, I keep checking on my fingers. Screaming, fuck you, pay me. Stop driving music and the label said I'm lazy. Right back on the block, doing dumb shit like I'm bass. In the streets for my pain, cause the music that I'm making. Yeah, but I ain't faking up. Everybody wanna be a killer, man, I hate it. Know a couple niggas living good that made a statement. So fucked up, I'm just praying that I make it. Feeling like a Patterson, I've been holding down my nation, yeah. I've been holding down my nation, yeah. I've been holding down my nation, yeah.
I was down bad, I didn't see you
Acting
there.
this bitch, man.
Now you're out,
HBKDinero, showing me and Ted.
I was down bad, you didn't seem to care. But now you say you down. Okay, that's what they all say. Okay, you do you, but I'ma go my own way.
What you know about falling off with your dogs? I really came from the trenches, I had a hard life. In the studio, full-time, never part-time. If you ain't ready to die, don't hop in this car ride. I did not get 42, I'm seeing starlights. I didn't give a bitch a heart, I met a starless. Retold me that these stripper bitches heartless. I'm in the trenches with my niggas, that's regardless. I'ma live my life till I can't live no more. We gon' spend on niggas black till we can't spend no more. Till we can't spend no more. Cocaine in the pot, we turn it to crack rock. Ain't have a phone, used to take souls off a laptop. I lost it all when the feds hit the trash spot. They talk about this shit he did, them niggas just crash out and act out. Them niggas start getting me mad now. He taking all them Percocets, the reason he gon' pass out. They capping it, he don't even know them niggas assed out. We the real belt boys, we really putting about the ass now. I can talk the street shit when I'm a lover boy. Ain't talking about the other side, it's still fucking boys. Keep waiting till I get rich, I'm dropping tears of joy. God bring my brother back, I just wanna hear his voice. What you know about falling off with your dogs? I really came from the trenches, I had a hard life. In the studio, full-time, never part-time. If you ain't ready to die, don't hop in this car ride. I did not get 42, I'm seeing starlights. I didn't give a bitch a heart, I met a starless. Retold me that these stripper bitches heartless. I'm in the trenches with my niggas, that's regardless.
I'm so deep up in them trenches, feel my soul gone. I ain't see my nigga waking up in so